This is the text we'll be reading today, and the title is Ocean Animal Adaptations. Let's go ahead and underline the title. Now let's get reading. Animals strive to survive in their environment. Sometimes animals adapt the way they eat, the way they look, or the way they hide in order to thrive, not just survive in the environment where they live. Animals that live in the ocean are excellent examples of how adaptations can benefit animals and their survival. Remember, we are finding more than one main idea in this text, along with the details that support those main ideas. Colorful adaptations. Some animals adapt to their environment by using their color, whether using their color to camouflage and blend in, using their color to stand out, or using their color to protect themselves. The mimic octopus can change the colors of its arms to copy the color of poisonous snakes. Using and changing the color of its arms protects the mimic octopus from some scary and hungry predators who end up swimming on by. The trumpet fish uses color to blend in with surrounding coral, not as protection, but as a disguise to get closer to the prey. Trumpet fish can change their color quickly and often. They change their coloring to blend in with surrounding coral so they can swoop down on unsuspecting prey from above and suck them down its snout. Cuttlefish use their color to either blend in with their surroundings and slip by predators, or they change their color to stand out and scare predators away. Being able to change their coloring quickly gives cuttlefish the ability to keep predators far away. Now, we can go ahead and circle the subheading of this paragraph. But that's not really our main idea. Now, it can be a starting point for our main idea, but a main idea should be a complete thought and a complete sentence. So what do you think this whole section is about? What would be the main idea of this section? Let's look at the first sentence. It says some animals adapt to the environment by using their color. They can use their color to camouflage and blend in, or to stand out, or to protect themselves. So they kind of all go together so that they can protect themselves, right? Because that is what an adaptation is. It's a trait that an animal possesses so that it can survive or thrive in their environment. Venomous adaptations. Let's go ahead and box that. We're going to box that in a different color so that we know that we're learning about a different type of adaptation for sea creatures. Other animals use venom as an adaptation to survive and eat. Yellow sea anemones are vibrant in color and beautiful to look at, but when a fish gets too close, the yellow sea anemone sticks them with tentacles that have a good amount of venom. The fish is paralyzed as an effect of the venom and will be eaten. We're starting to see the same word multiple times. Let's think about what word we're seeing over and over again. Oh, I see venom in the first sentence. I also see venomous, a form of the word venom, in the subtitle or the subheading. Do we know what venom is? Venom is a type of poison. The fish is paralyzed as an effect of the venom and will be eaten. A textile cone snail is small but packs a big punch and is one of the most toxic creatures in the world. Textile cone snails grab their prey with their teeth and then inject toxic venom that paralyzes and kills their prey. Lionfish have large spikes on their backs that are used to frighten predators away. However, if a predator gets too close, those spikes have venom that can be painful and warns the predators to back off. So this section is all about how sea creatures can inject venom into their predators so that they can eat them or protect themselves. Living in the deep adaptations. Ocean animals that live in the deep waters often have no access to light and have adapted in a variety of ways. Most fish and creatures that live in the deep ocean waters have no eyes at all. They certainly don't need them as they can't see without light anyway. These creatures who live at the bottom of the ocean use other heightened senses to adapt to their very dark environment. Because food is scarce, scarce means a little amount of something. Because food is scarce. So if food is scarce, that means they don't have a lot of it down there. In the deep ocean, most fish that live there have found ways to conserve energy, like breathing slowly, having lighter bones, and having a slower metabolic rate. Conserving energy helps these creatures be able to eat less often and survive. Let's underline that. Adaptations such as color, venom, and energy conservation. Let's underline those because those are our 3 different adaptations we've learned about today. Color, venom, and energy conservation help these particular animals live in challenging environments. Whether they are hiding from predators, seeking to eat their own prey, or bumping around in the darkest parts of the ocean, creatures adapt and use their skills for survival. Let's underline creatures adapt and use their skills for survival because that's an important takeaway from this passage. Let's go to our questions now. Let's think about the topic of what we just read about. Our topic doesn't have to necessarily be a complete sentence. It doesn't have to be your title, but it might be parts of your title, okay? So the topic in our Ocean Animal Adaptations text would be Ocean Animal Adaptations. That is what the topic of the text is. So let's write that now. Let's think back to the main idea of paragraph 2. Paragraph 2 tells us all about animals in the ocean that use their color as an adaptation. So let's write that now. Ocean animals use their beautiful colors to help them survive. Next, we're going to think of our main idea of paragraph 3. Let's make sure we're going back to the text in order to find these main ideas. Paragraph 3, that's our venomous adaptations section. So we learn all about how the ocean animals use venom to protect themselves and catch their prey. So let's write that now. We're next going to find the main idea of paragraph 4. I wonder if you guys can remember what we read in paragraph 4. To jog our memory, let's go back to paragraph 4 and double check. Living in the deep adaptations. Okay, so that subheading doesn't actually tell me the adaptation, right? It leads me to, okay, these animals live in the deep ocean, so let's read in the paragraph to figure out what these animals do in order to live and protect themselves. Oh, I see here that I underlined. Conserving energy helps these creatures be able to eat less often and survive. Ocean animals that live deeply in the ocean conserve energy so they can eat less. Our overall main idea. Now we underlined a hint in our conclusion paragraph. Let's go back and read that for our overall main idea. Creatures adapt and use their skills for survival. Now, that's not the only thing we're going to write, but we are going to include that in our overall main idea, and we're going to be more specific about what we're writing. So, creatures adapt and use their skills for survival. What type of creatures are we learning about? We're going to add that into our overall main idea. What type of creatures are we learning about? Ocean creatures. Very good. Ocean creatures adapt in many ways in order to survive. Now, there's more than one way that you can write that, but that's the way that I interpreted the passage and the way that I chose to write it. I hope you've enjoyed our main idea lesson today, and I'll see you next time.